Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I've been at college, and as you can see right now, I'm in an igloo. Um, the reason that sucks that is going to like fuck up the entire video. I can't do that. The reason I am currently in an igloo is because it's snowing outside. It's been 6 months since I uploaded. That's for another video. I'll make a life update later. But I've been reading this book, right? It's called The Sagas of Icelanders by a lot of authors, namely the saga writers, but then the translators and everybody else who worked on it, and they're all very good and cool people. However, I was reading Egil Saga, which is about, like 5 generations of the same family, and it just goes on forever, and it's like 150, 250 years. It goes from Kvellulf to Skallagrimsson, or no, to anyways. So I'm reading this, and finally gets to Egil, and Egil is a very he's a very violent man, child at this point in the story. I just read like an entire passage about how he like murdered a kid, and his brother helped him, and how it was like really cool. Okay, yeah. So they're talking about Egil when he's like, I think he's like 7 in this part of the story, and he's like, he played like some game against a kid named Thord Grannisson, the son of Grani from Granistaðir, Granny's stables. Things in Iceland are named after the people who founded them quite often, and then their kids are named after them. It's all very circular, and you can tell who's who. But wrestling, that's what they were doing. They were wrestling. And so Egil was not a very good loser. He was a very sore loser. And Thord was a very good wrestler. So he won a couple of games. Particularly, Thord was the leader of a team that was against Egil's team. Yeah, so Egil was oh, sorry, we're not talking about Thord, we're talking about Grim, the son of Grim Heggsson from Hegstaðir, who was 10 or 11 on Thord's team. Egil was weaker than Grim. He showed off his strength as much as he could, all this stuff. So Egil lost his temper, wielded a bat, and struck Grim, who seized him and dashed him to the ground roughly, warning him that he would suffer if he didn't learn how to behave. So he left, and then everybody made fun of him because that's really funny. But then he has a pumped up kicks moment, and so yeah, Egil went to see Thord and told him what happened. Oh no, I'm completely wrong. Okay, so Thord is on his side actually. So yeah. So Egil is going against this kid Grim, who beats him, and then there's a guy named Thord Grannisson from Granistaðir, because everybody has the same fucking name, and everybody's named everything after themselves, and it's really really funny. But so he goes and tells Thord, and now this kid is like 11, Egil's like 7, this kid's like 11, and he goes like, well, I'll go with you and we'll take our revenge. So then Thord hands Egil an axe he'd been holding, a common type of weapon in those days. And they walked over to where the boys were playing their game. Grim had caught the ball and was running with the other boys chasing him. Egil ran up to Grim and drove an axe through his head. Right through the brain. Then Egil and Thord walked away to their people. The people from Mirar seized their weapons, and so did the others. Olif Hjalti rushed to join the people from Borg, which is Egil's town. It's his dad named it Borg. I don't know why. Actually, I don't remember why he named it Borg. It's just kind of funny. I think it was because it was a Borg, like the place that they settled. I don't know. I can't really remember. So Egil's was a much larger group. And at that, the two sides parted. And that's just kind of it. They just kind of walked away. As a result, a quarrel developed between Olaf and Heg. They fought a battle at Laxfit by the river Grimsa, where 7 men were killed. Heg received a fatal wound, and his brother, Vig, died in the battle. When Egil returned home, Skallagrim seemed indifferent to what had happened, but Bera said that he had the makings of a true Viking when he was old enough to be put in command of warships. And then Egil spoke a verse, and he does this a lot. He just kind of says poetry, and he just says it like off the top of his head, and then nobody ever really talks about it. They're just like, "Oh, you're such a good at poetry. You're so good at poetry." Anyways, go kill another kid. He says, "My mother said I would be a boat with fine oars, set off with Vikings, stand up to the prow, command the precious craft, then enter port, kill a man with another." Like, what? That's not okay. I'm sure it sounds good in Icelandic, but hey. And then when he was 12, he was so big that few grown men were big and strong enough that he could not beat them at the games, which is like, he's 12, dude. Come on, he's not that big. Okay, like, stop. Oh yeah, then here's another time he just like kills someone. So yeah, when he was 12, he was a very large individual, and he was taking part in games. Thor Gransson, you might recognize that name. Now 20. So I was wrong. He wasn't 11. He was like, what was it when he was 7? He was like 15 or some shit. He's 20, strong too. They might add. They often took sides with each other in games against Skallagrim. His Egil's father. His father. Once during the winter, there was a ball game at Borg in Sandvik to the south. Egil and Thor played against Skallagrim, who grew tired, and they came off better. But that evening after sunset, Egil and Thor began losing. Skallagrim was filled with such strength that he seized Thor, dashed him to the ground so fiercely that he was crushed by the blow and died on the spot. So he's dead. And then he seized Egil, his son. And then it just kind of breaks off. Skallagrim had a servant woman named Thargerd Black, who had fostered Egil when he was a child. She was an imposing woman, as strong as a man, and well versed in the magic arts. Of course. And then Black said, "You're attacking your own, you're attacking your own son like a mad beast, Skallagrim." And then of course, the sagas, and they say, Skallagrim let Egil go, but went for her instead. She fled with Skallagrim in pursuit. They came to a shore at the end of the Digranis. She ran off the edge of the cliff and swam away. Skallagrim threw a large boulder after her, which struck her in between the shoulder blades. Neither the woman nor the boulder ever came up afterwards, and the spot is now called Brakarsund. Brakar's Sound. So they just introduced a character for her to then die, and then just explain why it's called Brakarsund, which means Brakar's Sound. It's named Brakarsund because she fucking died. Later that evening, they returned to Borg. Egil was furious. By the time Skallagrim and the other members of the household sat down at the table, Egil had not come to his seat. Then he walked into the room and went over to Skallagrim's favorite, a man who was in charge of the workers and ran the farm with him. Egil killed him with a single blow and then went to his seat. Skallagrim did not mention the matter, and it was let rest afterwards. But father and son did not speak to each other, neither kind nor unkind words, and so it remained through the winter. he just kills someone, and then sits down for dinner, and then they're like, okay, we're not going to mention this ever again. And then it just kind of continues. Oh yeah, the next summer Thorolf returned. As was recommended earlier. After spending the winter in Iceland. And it doesn't mention it again. I have to stress, like, 4 people were just killed in the matter of a page, and nothing is said of this afterwards. They're just dead. Most of them characters who were introduced the sentence before, which is just like such a funny thing for the saga writers to do, honestly. And like, I don't know. I read this part of the book like a week ago, and I just haven't had a chance to film, and I just really wanted to talk about it because that is so fucking insane. That's like crazy to me. Okay, anyways. I'm very cold, and I need to go inside to my dorm and maybe sleep a little bit as a treat. Good night, everyone. Wow, it's dark in here now. Oh, also the laundry has been broken for like 2 weeks. Wow. And I really need to go do laundry, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm talking into the candle. I'm so tired. Okay, guys, I'm like, yo. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you guys a thing. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys around Moscow and like around the university soon. But for now, I'm gonna show you guys a thing, and that is, well, first off, the inside. The inside of this whole deal. That's my seat that I was sitting on right there. The window. It's very aesthetic outside, as you can see. It's still dark. Wow. Yeah, see, I'm literally on like a field. It's in front of the Theophilus Tower. Whole fucking 11 stories, that shit. But important thing is that the fucking shit, this is slippery. The market is open over there. I can go get food. I can go buy things. I can go buy cereal and yogurt and eat it, which is what I'm gonna do. Right now, buy